He was loved, yet hated. He was highly praised because of his gifts of healing, teaching, and doing miracles. Yet in the end, he was rejected, abandoned, condemned to death. Jesus is that kind of person. He was such a gift. He is this kind of person. He just couldn't help it. Who could? He was loved, yet hated. He was wanted, and all the gifts he freely offered. Yet in the end, he was rejected. He was exalted, yet humbled. He gathered disciples, yet the disciples abandoned him during his loneliest and most struggling time of his life. He was highly praised because of his gifts of healing, teaching, and doing miracles. Yet he was condemned to death. He was crucified to die, yet he rose from the dead. He was such a gift. He was gifted to us because of God's love for all of us. Jesus is this kind of person, human yet divine, divine yet human. Today, Palm Sunday, the beginning of the Holy Week celebrations, we shall enter into the last hours of the life of the person of Jesus here on earth. The Sunday readings give us an overture of this and the entire Holy Week. People had turned light into darkness. Slowly, they had extinguished the gift of light. They seemed to love darkness more than the light. Thus, people abandoned light. Jesus, on the other hand, had started to turn darkness into light. Beginning from his birth, he slowly brought the gift of light into the darkened world of humanity. Then he had turned pain and suffering into the service of giving meaning to what gives life. He acted as a true king of people. Prophets did prophesy this. Morning after morning, he opens my ear that I may hear. And I have not rebelled, have not turned back. I gave my back to those who beat me, my cheeks to those who plucked my beard. My face I did not shield from buffets and spitting. He lived his life in humble obedience of God the Father's will for him. The second reading, Philippians chapter 2, verses 6 to 11, attests to this. Christ Jesus, though he was in the form of God, did not regard equality with God something to be grasped. Rather, he emptied himself, taking the form of a slave, coming in human likeness, and found human in appearance. He humbled himself, becoming obedient to the point of death, even death on the cross. His last hours show that pain and suffering, and finally death on the cross, did not deflect his journey of fulfilling the will of God for the sake of humanity. Death did not end the world, and did not leave the world being abandoned by God in total darkness. As light peeped through a narrow crack in the dark walls of the tomb, the gift of life is born anew. Jesus was gifted to rise from the dead. Jesus brought the gift of light again after darkness. He gifted human life again after his experience of the pain of crucifixion and death. Jesus is that kind of person. He is such a gift to us on these pandemic times. Today, he is loved and wanted. He gifts us with the sacraments to gather us. May we not reject and abandon him, his teachings, and all gifts He has freely shared with us, especially this Holy Week. May we not live a life short of the gifts of the gospel values as we continue to speak highly of Him. Thank you so much for watching. May you have a wonderful Holy Week. God bless you more and always.